Hello everyone. Today we are talking about mental health in the times of the pandemic. Till last year, no one had thought that they would have to cancel all their plans, that kids will be attending schools from their home and they will be working from home and not commuting to work at all. Who would have thought of that? But as life takes us by surprises so many times, it has done in a much bigger way and impacted us globally this time, and no country is immune from this pandemic. Some are suffering more, some are suffering less, but still everyone has been impacted. No one is immune to the impact of this pandemic, and whether they want it or not, they have had to change the way they live their day-to-day life. And many people are getting very stressed due to that. Some of the people find the uncertainty of when it will end, the very impact of being in a shutdown, and especially it's worse for people in abusive relationships or people who have no support system around them and no one to talk to. And the people who only got the social interaction when they were at a happy hour or they were at a party with friends. All of them have been impacted in a great way. And because of that, many people have developed a lot of emotional unwellness, or as I would say, like lots of worry, anxiety, and uncertainty about the future. And as we all know, that the happy place most people find in day-to-day life are their comfort zones. But it's equally true that unless you step out of your comfort zone, you are not really living. And COVID-19 has made us all step out of the comfort zone, whether we like it or don't like it, doesn't matter. When we go out, everyone has to wear the masks, practice social distancing for the benefit of themselves and for others, and be very cautious of not being in a crowded place indoors with a lot of people so that they get themselves saved from the impacts of COVID-19. And because of this, so many people are getting so many emotional issues. Some people are just worried or very anxious, even getting panic attacks, or they just can't find joy in day-to-day life because they have to stay indoors for a large amount of time, and they are advised to step out only when it is necessary. But like every problem, COVID-19 also has a solution if you develop the right mindset for it. Some of the people I was talking find it very difficult to have meetings just online and not get the human interaction which they used to do, or the camaraderie with their colleagues. And it's especially difficult for single parents who have no one else to take care of the child at home, and even the people who used to have nannies before, they can't invite the nanny in because of the COVID, so they have to manage the baby, they have to manage their other tasks, and they have to attend all the meetings at work. And that makes them feel very stressed out and also guilty that even though the kid is at home, they are not able to give the kid enough time. And in order to be able to do their work, they have to give the kid too much TV or too much games, or the kid gets cranky and they are moving from their work meeting to the kids' school meeting, and nothing is getting the proper attention it should. And some of the parents feel even so guilty that they don't take enough rest or take time from their sleep so that they can have at least some more time with the kid. But anytime if anyone doesn't get enough sleep, at least 7 hours per night, then it's not sustainable long term. For 1 or 2 days it's okay, but in order for you to really feel better, you need enough rest as well. So self-care is equally important, even though you might have 1,000 priorities on your list and you are the only one who can take care of it. So in order to do that, I always ask people to develop a daily routine, or some people like to call it a daily ritual. And by what do I mean by that? By that I mean some kind of a ritual or a routine every day which keeps you grounded and makes you more capable of handling successfully the life stressors, or makes you emotional well. And I define emotional wellness as something where you are able to take care of your family, able to take care of your job and be productive at it, as well as you are able to be socially engaged and active in your community and able to do whatever tasks you are supposed to do without feeling too much overwhelmed or too much anxious. And how do you do that? Where I was talking about the daily routine, I can give you an example of my own daily routine. So before, I would get very stressed out or get worried about different things happening. But since I have gone into self-development more than a decade ago, and since I've developed my daily routine, no matter what life throws at me, the daily routine takes me through and makes me handle things much more effectively than otherwise I would have done. For example, if something bad happens in your life, whether you are getting out of a relationship, whether you are someone in your family has sick or passes away, or whether something else happened, you might really feel bad and you want to just sit and cry. But if you have a daily routine, automatically you go through your motion without having to sit in one place, and when you stay in your state, your emotional feelings or thought process also changes. Like for me, when I get up every morning, I do my oil pulling, I do the meditation, the yoga, the stretches, and I start my day before I even get out of bed with an intention of how my day is going to be. For me, like today I was saying, it's going to be an amazing day, and I'm so grateful to be able to do this video for you guys. So the second thing which I would like to tell people for having an effective mental state is being grateful, because there's so much comparison in the current world, and every time we compare ourselves with others, there will always be someone better or richer or have better cars or better houses or better job or better relationships. The list can go on and on and on, right? But when we are in a gratitude state, we are automatically feeling abandoned. For example, like even if you don't think so much is going on for your life, you can be grateful for being alive, because not everyone gets the opportunity. And when we are living every day, we take it for granted. Like how many of you took your vacations for granted, or driving to work every day for granted, or kids going to school every day for granted, right? But right now, because of the pandemic, we are realizing how much those things mattered to us or how important they were to us. Whereas if we didn't lose it, we might just take it as another thing which we take for granted. And so be grateful for simple things like being alive. I'm grateful for being able to do this video. As I mentioned before, I'm grateful for my friends and family and all those people who make their life a better place and impart light to not just themselves but also to others. And so you can find different things to be grateful for, even like having a job or having a family or something, or having a healthy body, right? I'm also grateful for being able to cook delicious meals. The next thing I would say that if you cook, because if you cook, you're creating something from scratch. If you're making something at home and if it comes out good, you automatically feel happy. So that's another thing to handle stress much better. And if you are more stressed out, I would suggest cook a dish which requires a lot of prep time, because if it requires more, it's more complicated, and the more better it turns out, you'll feel much better. And the next thing I would say, gardening. Who doesn't feel happy when the plant they planted gives fruits or flowers, right? So gardening is another thing which relaxes a lot, as well as making a painting. And by that I don't mean that you have to be create a Monet or a Picasso or something like that. Sorry, Picasso and something like that. But just make a painting for whatever you are feeling like, just wherever your hand takes you, and then you will automatically, the emotions go out. Or journaling is another very good habit to get the stress out, as well as taking a walk in nature, because nature seems to help a lot of people get much more endorphins in their system and feel happier. So I will continue with the rest in my next video, but till then, keep smiling.